Hi guys, welcome back. Today we are taking a look at while loop and do while loop in JavaScript. I've opened up my JS Fiddle window and let's get started. I'll show you what the syntax looks like and then I'll show you a real example, right? So with while you have some condition that needs to be met, right? So in these round brackets you'll have some condition that needs to be met, and in these curly braces there will be some code block, right, that will execute. This is the syntax of while loop, and with do while loop you have do and then you have while here, right? So it will execute something and then it'll also check some condition that needs to be met. Now they look very similar, right? So while loop and do while loop are same, you would say, but there is a difference between them. So they're used in two different scenarios. So do while loop executes once at least and then checks the condition, whereas while loop checks the condition and then executes. Now when I'll show you a real example to compare between them, you'll understand it much better. So let me remove this for now. Let's focus on the while loop, and let's define a variable called I is equal to 0, and I'll say I less than 50, and for some code block, so basically this is the condition that needs to be met, right? Till I is less than 50 it will keep running, and then you'll write here document.write, let's say we print hello 50 times, right? And then I'm going to increment I. So I think to make the presentation of this better, I'll just put a BR tag. So now you can see it's printed out hello 50 times because we are incrementing the value of I starting from 0, and then it goes on, this loop keeps running till the value is less than 50, which is basically 49. Now let me show you what the value of I looks like. Let's say we print I directly and then put a BR tag again just to, yeah, so you see it goes from 0 to 49, right? So this is what while loop does. Very similar to for loop. For loop you take a value which is I, which is 0, and then you say less than whatever value you want and then you increment. So while loop is very similar to that. Many people use while loop instead of for loop because they think it's cleaner syntax, so that's why it's really important. So it's quite widely used. Now let me also show you what the same example with do while loop. So I'll just cut this from here, I'll paste it here, and I'll just say do, and I'll get the same exact result. Right? In most of the cases the result is same, but do while loop is used in a different condition. So like let's say if I said I is equal to 1 and run this till I is less than 1, right? So we know that I is not less than 1, right? I is 1, so I is not 0, so it's not less than 1. So let's try running this code. So you get the value 1 here, right? So do while loop runs in that kind of a scenario. But if I comment this out, if I just say while I less than 1 and document.write I, value of I, and then BR, this is completely optional. If I try to run this, I'll get nothing here. So what's happening here is that while loop, it first checks the value and then only runs the code, whereas do while loop, it will run the code at least once without checking the value and then it'll check the value, right? So this is why whenever you want the code to run at least once, that's where you use do while loop. There are conditions like those, and if you want to always check the value before even entering into the code block, then you use the while loop. So I hope that makes sense. If you like this video, then do subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching.